the things that are recommended for you to do when you're fasting. What are the things that you're recommended to do when you're fasting? Number one, suhoor. Suhoor is recommended for you to do. Okay? Suhoor is recommended. And the Prophet ﷺ, what did he say? He said, Tasahharu fa inna fi suhoori barakah. Have suhoor. In the suhoor there is what? There is barakah. If the Prophet said barakah, we are going to believe it's what? Barakah. And that is, it's going to help you physically go get the best out of that day. So brothers, don't miss out on suhoor. Sisters, don't miss out on suhoor. Also the Prophet ﷺ, he said in the hadith, إِنَّهَا بَرَكَةٌ أَعْطَاكُمُ اللَّهُ إِيَّاهَا. Suhoor is a barakah Allah gave to you. فَلَا تَدَعُوهُ. Don't leave it. It's a barakah Allah gave you. Are you going to refuse Allah's barakah? No, don't refuse it. Don't reject it. So you have to take it on board, inshallah ta'ala. Some of the scholars, they said it's wajib. Because of the hadith of the Prophet ﷺ, إِنَّا مَعْشَرَ الْأَنْبِيَاءِ أُمِرْنَا أَن نَتَسَحَّرُوا. They use that hadith. We, the prophets, we were commanded to have suhoor. وَنُعَجِّلَ الْفِطْرِ. We were also commanded to hasten the iftar. We were commanded to do that. So this hadith, from the apparent, it shows that it's what? It's obligatory. But the scholars did not understand it to be obligatory. By consensus, Ibn al-Mundhir said, no one from the scholars understood it to be what? Obligatory. Why? Because of the external other evidences which showed some of the Sahabas didn't have suhoor and the Prophet never told them off. Are we all together? And the fact that he, sallallahu alayhi wasallam, what did he do? He did what is known as al-muwasala, meaning the Prophet did continual fasting. Sah? What did the Prophet do? Continual fasting, meaning the Prophet fasted one day, did not break his fasting, didn't eat for iftar. And the next day came in. And the Sahabas did it with the Prophet. Sah? Abdullah ibn Zubayr actually fasted for 15 days. How many days? No water, nothing. Fasting, shar'i fasting. No drinking, nothing. For how many days? 15 days, half of Ramadan. Are we all together? And the Prophet ﷺ never told, he didn't prohibit them from it. Are we all together? Which shows that the suhoor is what? Recommended. If it was haram, the Prophet would have said it's haram. And the Sahabas would have stayed away from it. So it's recommended. But the continual fasting, the person should avoid it, but it's not haram. Is what? It's what? Not haram. Why is suhoor recommended? Why is it a barakah? And what was the reason why it was? Number one, we mentioned because of the barakah that's in it for your physical side. Okay. Number two, the second reason is that we oppose Ahlul Kitab, the Christians and the Jews. We don't want to be like them. One of the distinct qualities of the Muslim is that he's not like the Christians and the Jews. He's different, the way he talks, the way he carries himself, everything. And that's what the Prophet ﷺ, he said, فَصْلُ مَا بَيْنَنَا أَمَا فَصْلُ مَا بَيْنَ صِيَامِنَا وَصِيَامِ أَهْلِ الْكِتَابِ. The difference between our fasting and the fasting of the Christians and the Jews is what? أَكَلَةُ السَّحَرِ. It's the suhoor. They don't have suhoor. We have suhoor. So we oppose them as well. So this is the two wisdoms of why suhoor is legislated. Number one, there's barakah in it, physical side. Are we all together? Does that make sense? Naam. And the second is what? مُخَالَفَةُ أَهْلِ الْكِتَابِ. To oppose Ahlul Kitab. Question now. Someone is holding their suhoor in their hand. Or they've got it in their mouth. Let's start with the hand. Someone has got suhoor in their hand. And then what did they hear? The adhan. What should they do? Put your hand up if you think you should leave it. Put your hand up if you believe you've got it in your hand. Eat it. And that's correct. If you've got it in your hand, you eat it. The Prophet ﷺ, he said, إِذَا سَمِعَ أَحَدُكُمُ النِّدَاءَ. If one of you hears the adhan, adhan, وَالْإِنَاءُ فِي يَدِهِ, and the cup is in your hand, or the meal is in your hand, فَلَا يَضَعْهُ, don't put it down, حَتَّى يَقْضِيَ حَاجَتَهُ مِنْهُ, until you fulfill your need from it. and until you eat it. Abu Dawood narrated it. Does that make sense? But that doesn't mean the plate in front of you is all yours. Yeah, that's not what it means. It's whatever you're holding in your hand at that moment when the adhan goes off. Inshallah ta'ala, you can have it, finish it. Are we all together, brothers? Why? Because what is in your hand, are you going to throw it away? Yeah? Are you going to waste it and throw it away? Yeah? And who's going to eat it from you? Unless you've got kids and you tell them eat it. Yeah? But the asal is that nobody would have it. So just take it in. That's why the sunnah is to eat it. Are we all together? So anyone have any question? Yeah, whatever you've got in your hand like this, you can finish it off. If you've got something in your hand, you can finish it off. If it's on the plate, just leave it. The miswak we're going to come to, inshallah. Yeah? No, I mean the person has to hasten it because you just heard the adhan. You need to hurry up and swallow what's in your mouth and eat this one. But the fact that you've heard the adhan, you don't say, "Ooh, put it down." Oh, now we're going to come to the issue of suhoor now. And what is? Yeah. So this is beautiful. The brother mentioned a good question. He said, your definition of fasting was from Fajr to what? Maghrib. And you said these Sahabas, they were fasting continuous. This is for when you want to eat, not for when you don't want to eat. So, that definition is for when you want to eat. If you want to eat, you can't eat within this time. You have to eat outside it. But this doesn't apply to the person who doesn't want to eat. Are we all together? The person who doesn't want to eat, he's going to fulfill those 2 times. From Fajr and Maghrib, he hasn't eaten. And he's also given up his time. He had the rights to eat. وَكُلُوا وَشَرَبُوا حَتَّى يَتَبَيَّنَ لَكُمُ الْخَيْطُ الْأَبْيَضُ مِنَ الْخَيْطِ الْأَسْوَدِ مِنَ الْفَجْرِ ثُمَّ أَتِمُّوا الصِّيَامَ إِلَى اللَّيْلِ. He's given up his time where he had the rights to eat and drink or have intimacy with his spouse. He has given up that time as well, and he's chosen to carry on his fasting. That's his rights, or his choice. Are we all together? The Prophet, he told the Sahabas, don't do it. But they said, Ya Rasulullah, you do it. He said, I am not like you guys. I'm taken care of by Allah Azza wa Jalla. Now this doesn't mean, some scholars they said, people misunderstand this, that when the Prophet said to the Sahabas, I'm not like you guys, I'm taken care of, some scholars they said it means that the Prophet is fed. Then that wouldn't be fasting. Does that make sense? It wouldn't be fasting. If he's fed and he's given food, then we won't say he's fasting. So he's fasting, but he is given what? He's given strength. The need that people get for food, he didn't have that, alayhi salatu wasalam. The urge to want to eat, the weakness and da'f, he didn't have that. So he said, you guys are going to suffer. You're not the same. You're not the same. But the Sahabas, they said, no, Ya Rasulullah, we can do it. And he carried on with them. And he carried on. And so what happened was, Ramadan finished on them. As we would say in English, they got saved by the bell. And Ramadan finished for them. And so the Prophet ﷺ said, if only Ramadan didn't finish, I would have shown you guys, you wouldn't be able to carry on. Does that make sense? This shows that if it was haram, he wouldn't actually have said this to them. He would have said to them, stop now. You're not allowed to. Are we all together? So the continual fasting is allowed, but it weakens a person. Yeah? It weakens a person and it makes them very weak and etc. It's best to eat what's in your hand, inshallah. So the scholars, they said, mashallah, good question the brother asked. We mentioned 2 hadiths where the Prophet ﷺ, he said, Inna ma'ashara al-anbiya umirna an natasaharu. We were commanded, us prophets, we were commanded to have what? Suhoor. So that shows the previous prophets, they had suhoor. And then in the other hadith you mentioned that فَصْلُ مَا بَيْنَنَا وَبَيْنَ أَهْلِ الْكِتَابِ is what? أَكَلَةُ السَّحَرِ. The difference between us and the people of the books is the concept of suhoor. They didn't have it. Now, how do you reconcile this hadith with this hadith? Good question, right? The scholars, they said this was after they distorted their text. After they changed their religion, they left the concept of what? Suhoor. The Christians left it and the Jews left it. Are we all together? But they had it, initial legislation was there for them, but it's from the things that they distorted. And our religion revived it again. Does that make sense? That kalam, go to the Kitab Al-I'lam bi Fawaid Umdat Al-Ahkam. Ibn Mulaqqin mentions it there. What do we do for iftar, suhoor, when it comes in? A good question. We delay it as late as possible. The sunnah is what? to delay it, push it far, closest to Fajr, and you have your suhoor. The iftar, on the other hand, the minute the adhan goes off, you're literally on the table. The minute the adhan goes off, you grab your date. The quicker, the better. Are we all together? The quicker, this concept of I'm the man, I don't, where some people think, I don't have to, inshallah ta'ala, I'm strong, you guys eat, inshallah. This is against the sunnah. Are we all together? When there's a sunnah, your strength and your ability and your courage and your strength, that's not what you apply, what you follow is